Evening all, welcome to some more tactics. Right, this is called internal base defenses, and you're going to see it in just a moment. First, some tanking. Still tanking, still enjoying it. Running my passive fit as a tank sneaks up on me. Oh, no you don't, you sneaky fella. Thankfully Evo gave me a shout out, so I was able to see him. But yeah, lots of tanks kind of go, oh, there you go, dead. But it's funny, there's a lot of, I guess, a lot of bad tankers out there. Now, I don't mean this as any troll. That guy wasn't a bad tanker. I mean, in general, there are an awful lot of people who are getting, quote, tanked. That's a verb now. And what they do is their kind of defense to being tanked is they bring in a militia seeker railgun tank, and then they're kind of like, I got you, bro. And that it makes me laugh because it's kind of, I mean, I guess, you know, in some cases they do kill you, particularly with that that railgun being quite powerful still. But it's funny how many people do this. As I wait for people to get in the car, no, they're not getting in the car, bugger, bugger, bugger. But it is kind of creepy, I guess, how many people are still running that as just a go-to position. Now, again, I would like to maybe say that seeker tanks, militia tanks aren't bad at all, and I think if you've got a spare few, you know, quid, ISK, let's say, you can do some good stuff in them, but don't expect them to be brilliant. And I think that's kind of the problem is, and you'll see that in this video what I guess a better tank, a properly fit tank, can do against militia tanks generally. We'll also see what dropships can do against tanks under the right fitting, as you see Evo doing that. And in essence, it is a very good thing to do. So let me show you my my tactic for today. This map is awesome, and I do like this map. And to be honest, I'm getting it more and more. So it's quite cool to see that this one's entered the cycle of maps, because I just like fighting over that internal central point. Well, I'm thinking to myself, if only I could get this tank up there. So what you're about to see is me trying that. And I think this is something I've always done in every game I've played, in every first-person shooter, I always think to myself, how can I throw my tank somewhere, or, you know, whatever it may be? How can I break the game? How can I maybe get somewhere that I wasn't meant to do? And so on and so on and so on. So that's what we're about to do here. Now, again, the boost is your friend, as you see there. Look at this. It's working. It's working. It's alive. So here we go. My tank is basically sat right in the point. And these guys obviously don't have much AV on them. And they're going to get wiped out. This is the fun part of the game. I know people will frown on this. People will be like, oh my God, what is this? But it's a bit of fun in it, bro. It's funny. I just think there's something quite cool. I've done this actually tactic on every domination map there is. I have managed to get my tank somewhere where it can just sit on the point and defend it. Now, I'm not condoning this tactic. I think Ashland is a good example here, because I am able to park my tank completely on the point at Ashland, meaning that they have to go through my tank to get to it. And in some cases, the old fits I used to run, not the new ones, because they're relatively susceptible to certain explosives and so on. But my old fits I used to run with the hardeners were pretty good, and I could just sit there tanking stuff all day long. And there we go, look at that. Dominated the domination point, and that's the fun part. Now, again, I can just sit here all match. I can just literally put the tank there, then nothing can get up there. And yeah, it's an interesting one. I think for dominations, I'm not condoning this. I'm just showing you it as a funny thing that you can do. I love doing this sort of thing. I think, to be honest, in every match, it's always intrigued me what you could get on top of. So before, obviously, the ceiling was very low. It was actually as high as the building tops. So to get on top of buildings wasn't easy at all. However, they changed that, so it became less of a challenge. With tanks, and I sat there for some time. I mean, I do mean some time. Just I let the fight happen. I just sat and, you know, read my paper for a bit, and then I'm getting shot. So it's like, right, something's coming for me. So I decided to myself, well, let's just go down fighting. They apparently have 3 tanks coming to kill me. Now, I couldn't tell you what the issue with this tank is, but he seems to be literally doing no damage to me. So I don't know. So there we go, 2v1. Who's going to win this one? Place your bets. 2v1. A fake tanker such as myself, or 2 railgun tanks facing me down. So mistake number 1 is I did the old, the fade retreat trick. That works always very well. Railguns are a bugger to turn around as well, so I know that I've got a fair bit of time to get away. And all I did is I retreated, let them come at me, then immediately start moving forward, and drive over them. Now that always seems to work. I couldn't tell you why, but it just is an amazing tactic to use. So don't be afraid to immediately change direction, you know. And I think that's kind of the fun part of the game, really. I think there is an interesting kind of you know, tactic to be had there. Anyway, so as we then turn around, these tanks are just incredibly badly fit. I mean, I don't even think they've got modules on, if I'm honest. And that guy's just not going to, that's not going to go well, and he's dead. So there we go. So the next point is, well, where's the other tank gone? Now we're going to start hunting for him. Just as I keep reversing and I almost kill one of my own dudes, sorry about that, bro, we then go and look for that second tank. Now, I'm then told that they've split up and there is a tank somewhere between A and the point, and the city rather. So this is where you then start looking around. Now, having good gang coordination is very important here. What I would recommend people do, and it's amazing people don't do this, is name everything. So in domination, A is not A, it's the objective, okay? And all of the skirmish points are A, B, C, D, and E. Does that make sense? Seriously, it works. Try it. It's really good. So as that guy dies for daring to come against my beautiful tank, I then turn around and I'm told that that wasn't the tank we were killing, because obviously he had a railgun. So there is still a tank at large. Now Evo's been killing them as well, but they kept calling them in, which is obviously pretty awesome. So, you know, props to our enemies for that. It is nice when you have an enemy who does keep coming at you, that is, and it does make the game more fun. So as we roll around, let's talk again about the tactics of uneven surfaces. Now, uneven surfaces are your friend when combating railguns, particularly when you see things like bomb trucks come in. If you're on a flat surface, you're going to get bomb trucked. But if you are in a you know, an uneven surface, you can actually do quite a bit of good defense to yourself by having that uneven surface as your defense. Okay, hopefully that's clear, because again, it's not the easiest thing to kind of comprehend, but in essence what you're trying to do is make it so that it's not easy just to ram you. Okay, and there we go, that was it. Obviously I didn't show the other tank being killed. I thought I killed it, but maybe not. In essence, I think this was a good fun match, to be honest. And there we go, victory. Now, interestingly enough, I think tanking and these kind of bases is fun. I would love to see more complexes that do force the tanks to be forced into a bottleneck. Again, in you know, in the various world wars, the tanks in cities and towns were just, you know, absolute sitting ducks, and I would love to see more tactics around that. I would love to see sticky bombs. I'd love to see the ability to disable tanks and leave them stranded. I would love to see these things. It would be awesome. So there we go, interesting one. Driving your tanks into points that you don't assume you can is easy. Just fit a Madruga. It needs to be an armor tank, because it's basically the only one that's got speed. Just fit it with a speed booster and aim at something and get some air and see where you can get to. Do it, it's fun. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.